Everyone knew he was eccentric, everyone knew he was a little crazy. No one ever thought that he was a murderer.
Tonight, Joe Exotic's former campaign manager is speaking out about Joe's deceased husband.
Since his murder-for-hire indictment last week, lots of bizarre stories have surfaced, including one claiming Joe had a hand in his husband's death. Our Sylvia Corkill joins us with the calls to reopen the investigation. Sylvia?
Amanda Kelly, following Travis Maldonado's death, this was pretty much an open and shut case. Police ruling it accidental. And while some are casting doubt, Joe's former colleague tells me there's no doubt it was anything but a tragic accident.
I can tell you 100% that it was a horrific accident.
Joe Maldonado Passage's former campaign manager, Joshua Dial, says he knows that because he witnessed Travis's death.
It's been a life changer. It's taken a big part of me away, but I'm trying to, work on it and trying to pick up what pieces I can and start over.
He says as hard as it is to believe, Travis killed himself while showing off a new gun.
It was a Ruger, and he said, hey, a Ruger won't fire without the clip. At that time he pulled the trigger and it did indeed fire. He says the accident shook Joe to his core. I mean, I can still remember his screaming. It was awful. He was torn. He was ripped apart by that.
Dial says Travis was a good man who was deeply in love with Joe and Joe with him. He says anything suggesting the contrary just isn't true.
I don't agree with speaking ill of the dead, and as far as I'm concerned, that's exactly what this is.
Dial says the two were so deeply in love that even in death, Joe insists Travis is always with him.
He was insistent that Travis was in fact a bee that kept visiting, and he would even kiss the bees.
Now, Joe remarried just 2 months after his husband's death. In the newsroom, Sylvia Corkill, News 9.